Let's talk about AGI, Artificial General Intelligence. You hear this term thrown around all the time, right? It's like the holy grail of AI research. But if you actually ask someone to pin down what it means, things get fuzzy, and they get fuzzy fast. So today, we're going to try and build a definition from the ground up. Now look, I could just throw a textbook definition at you and call it a day, but where's the fun in that? To really get a handle on this, we need to take the question itself apart. We're going to break down that phrase, artificial general intelligence, word by word to really see what it's made of.
So let's start at the very beginning. The absolute heart of the matter, the word everything else is built on, intelligence. Seems simple, right? We all think we know what it is, but as you're about to see, it's anything but simple.
Okay, so here's our starting point, the official dictionary-style definition. Basically, intelligence is about being able to learn stuff, and then, do stuff with what you've learned. It's all about learning and applying. Makes sense. But is that really all there is to it?
And this is where it gets really interesting. Think about it. Is your calculator intelligent? I mean, it can apply the rules of math perfectly, but does it understand math? Probably not. Does true intelligence need something more? Something like genuine understanding, or a spark of creativity, or maybe even consciousness? All of a sudden, our simple little definition has just blown up into one of the biggest philosophical debates there is.
All right, so just kind of hold that incredibly complex idea of intelligence in your head for a second. Now we're going to add the next layer to it. Let's talk about the modifier, the artificial part.
On the surface, this one seems pretty easy. Artificial just means it's made by us. It's not biological. It's silicon instead of carbon, lines of code instead of firing neurons. It's a copy, a simulation. But even this simple idea brings up a really tough, really important question.
And this really gets to the core of what people in AI are arguing about. Are we trying to build something that just acts smart? It gets the right answers, it writes the poem, it wins the game, but on the inside it's just a number-crunching machine? Or are we trying to build something that actually thinks like a human, something with an inner process that mimics our own? The difference between those two goals is absolutely massive. So we've wrestled with intelligence, and we've poked at artificial. Now we get to the last word. And honestly, this might be the most important one of all. This is what separates the AI we have today from the AI you see in science fiction. This is the goal. Let's talk about general. This comparison here just lays it out so clearly. On the left, that's the AI we have right now. It's what we call narrow AI. It's an absolute master of one specific thing, a chess grandmaster, for example. It can crush any human alive at chess, but ask it to make you a cup of coffee, it has no idea what you're even talking about. But on the right, that's the goal. Not a specialist, but a generalist. The best analogy isn't a grandmaster, it's a human child. A child can learn almost anything. They adapt, they figure things out. That's what general is all about.
Just let that quote sink in for a minute. The ability to learn and perform any intellectual task a human can. We're not just talking about logic and math here. We're talking about writing a novel, discovering a new law of physics, telling a good joke, understanding someone's feelings. If a human mind can do it, a general AI should be able to learn it. The sheer scale of that ambition is, it's just staggering to think about.
Okay, so we took the whole term apart. We looked at each piece under a microscope. Now let's put this puzzle back together and see the complete picture we've managed to build. And here you can see it all stacked up. You start with the foundation, intelligence, that complicated ability to learn and apply. Then you specify that it has to be artificial, meaning it exists in a non-biological system in a machine. And then you add the final monumental layer. It has to be general. It can't be a one-trick pony. It has to be able to learn and adapt across an incredible range of tasks. Each word truly builds on the one before it.
So I guess the real takeaway is this. There is no simple one-sentence answer for what is AGI, because you're not actually asking one question. You're asking three incredibly deep questions all at once. What is intelligence? What does artificial really mean in this context? And what is the true scope of general? The reason the whole concept feels so slippery is because each of its building blocks is its own giant puzzle.
And that leaves us with one final kind of mind-bending thought to chew on. After all this complexity we've just talked about, if we ever get to a point where we think we've actually built one, how would we know for sure? How could we prove it wasn't just an incredibly sophisticated fake? What's the test that would convince you that you're looking at a truly new kind of intelligence and not just a machine that's gotten really, really good at mimicking us? Something to think about.